Welcome to the Pitsco Math Expeditions demonstration. This video will guide you through a math expedition highlighting features and benefits to both teacher and student. Pitsco's math expeditions were developed with state and national standards and are designed to connect mathematical practices with mathematical content. Meet Mr. Inyati. Mr. Inyati is a junior high math teacher who's exploring new ways to teach quadratic equations. He plans to implement Pitsco's Projectile Isle Math Expedition. The blend of teacher-led instruction with student-directed collaborative activities is critically important to Mr. Inyati. Meet Zoe. Zoe is an 8th grade student in Mr. Inyati's math class. She is looking forward to hands-on discovery and experimentation as she learns about quadratic equations. Mr. Inyati has reviewed the expedition teacher notes for Projectile Isle. He has prepared his classroom per the instructions and is confident that his students are ready based on the pre-required concepts listed in the notes. He is pleased to know not only what mathematical standards will be addressed, but also the cross-curricular standards that will be met within the expedition. Zoe and the rest of her class have received an overview of Pitsco expeditions and are ready to jump in. She has logged into Synergy ITC and opened the Projectile Isle expedition. Zoe immediately sees the Projectile Isle expedition map, navigation to the learning experience. After reading the Projectile Isle description and considering the essential question, Zoe engages in the story media video that will prepare her for learning and connect concepts learned to the real world. Mr. Inyati explained to his class that expeditions are made up of destinations. Each destination is made up of tasks, and tasks are groups of resources that are designed to aid in the completion of each task. Zoe knows that there are two kinds of resources: activity resources, they are required to complete each task, and lesson resources, which provide a greater explanation of concepts outside the context of the expedition. Lesson resources include a real-world connection and foster ownership of learning. Mr. Inyati likes that. He also likes the flexible design of the expedition. It allows him to insert himself into the instructional process when and where it's necessary. Zoe understands that most tasks will require her to work with a partner to complete a hands-on activity. She also knows that even though she is working with a partner, they will each have their own individual logbook to complete. Every expedition has its own unique logbook. Zoe will record data, analyze data, draw conclusions, graph information, and justify her conclusions as she works through the Projectile Isle expedition. Mr. Inyati appreciates the opportunity to grade in real time, accessing Zoe's understanding of key concepts. He uses the Digital Expeditions grading rubric on his tablet. He values how convenient it is to make modifications to the rubric to suit his objectives and the needs of his students. Mr. Inyati understands that the length of time his class will spend in Projectile Isle could vary dependent upon how quickly his students understand and demonstrate their understanding of quadratic equations. Zoe enjoys learning math concepts through hands-on, multimodal, collaborative activities. After her journey through Projectile Isle, she'll have a deep understanding of quadratic equations, and she won't question how she'll use quadratic equations in real life. She'll know. Visit pitsco.com/mathexpeditions to learn more about all 20 Math Expedition titles.